Have you ever been in a conversation where what you're about to communicate didn't relate? You were communicating, they weren't relating. Something you said in your head didn't translate in theirs. Anyone been in those conversations? So how did that feel? Did that trigger feelings, emotions, reactions, frustration, perhaps? Yeah? They're not listening, not connecting, anger, sadness even, frustration, of course. So the next couple of minutes, I want to talk about how to improve how you connect, how you communicate, how you relate. There's a quote from an Austrian philosopher who spent his time actually in England, good choice, teaching philosophy. And his quote is, "The limits of your language are the limits of your world." Now, does that inspire anybody? Are you accepting that, or are you being inspired by that to say, I don't want to be limited by my language? Inspired or accepting? Anyone? Inspired, I hope, yes. I don't want to be limited by my language. I want to be like a kid who's always adding words, right? Adding language, exploring his world. So I encourage you to be, as I am, a conversation crusader, where you're always on the crusade to enrich your life by engaging with other people. Be a conversation crusader. Be like a kid and constantly explore language. Because language is designed to help you understand, right? You want to be understood. You want to understand. Something that sticks with me and has done since this happened when I was 22, before I even came here. I'm with a friend of the family, Audrey, and her husband had died recently, and I'm with her in her house, and she's talking about her husband having died. And I said, I understand. And she said, you don't understand. And that stuck with me. Obviously, I still share that story today. I didn't understand. Today, I would be able to better communicate that and use better language to relate. A more recent example, in work, I'm in the real estate business. Another realtor and I were on the phone recently, and he's actually complaining about his new manager at his office, his brokerage. It's a different one than mine. And he's saying, you know, he can't understand how I relate, how I communicate. In the real estate business, you've got a lot of transactions. They're always changing, and there's always conversation that needs to be had with someone, ideally your broker, your manager. Hey, this is the circumstance. What do you think? But his manager is only on the next floor, says, send me an email. Email me. And this is where the emotion gets triggered. He says, I don't want to frigging email you. I want a frigging conversation. So if you don't know how to connect and communicate, if you don't understand people's desires, especially if you're in management, leadership, and work, then you're not understanding, you're not communicating, you're not connecting, you're not relating. That's why conversation is a skill. So treat it as an art, the art of conversation.